My streamer boyfriend's 20th birthday wish was simple. Break up with me and bag a rich sugar mama. He claimed he was flirting openly with his top wealthy female donor for me to earn money for my heart surgery. He knew I had a life-threatening congenital heart condition, yet he let his side chick taunt me every single day on his Twitch stream.
If you're dying of sickness, just go to hell and stop wasting the world's resources.
While he and his new girlfriend announced their love live on stream, I was on the operating table fighting for my life. Against all odds, just a 1% success rate, I pulled through. My billionaire best friend rushed back from overseas the second she heard the news. "Babe, do you want me to ruin his life for good?" I shook my head. I asked her for $200 million, and I did 3 things. I bought the gaming studio behind his favorite game, deleted his signature champion, and banned him from the entire internet for 100 years. Hi everyone, I'm Alara Voss. Today I will show you my story. My boyfriend, Kane Reed, was a Valorant streamer. On his 20th birthday, he closed his eyes and blew out the candles, whispering his wish.
Dump Ilara and find a rich sugar mama.
My face fell. I forced a bitter smile. Seriously? Do you want me to make that wish come true? He laughed loudly.
Baby, I'm totally joking.
How else am I supposed to make money for your surgery if those rich girls don't tip me to play with them? He patted my head perfunctorily and went back to texting his female fans. I pressed a hand to my aching chest. A joke. When did our love become a joke to him? A year ago, my family's real estate empire collapsed in the global market crash. My parents couldn't bear the ruin and jumped from our penthouse. I was left completely alone in the empty mansion. That night, I lay in the bathtub, ready to end my life when I accidentally stumbled on Kane's Twitch stream. His voice was soft and warm as he read my username aloud. "Welcome, Ilara Voss, to the stream. Hit that follow if you like the gameplay." I froze, staring at the flashy ability effects on the screen. It was Valorant, the hottest game at the time. I'd lived a sheltered life as a wealthy heiress, riding horses, playing piano, traveling the world. I barely touched my phone, let alone played video games. Well, I wasn't a wealthy heiress anymore. I was a broke, lonely girl with nothing left. I stayed in his stream for hours. The second I pressed the blade to my wrist, he sighed softly on camera. "It's nice that you're here with me. I'm right here with you too." Tears burst from my eyes, and the knife clattered to the floor. After my family fell apart, all our old friends and relatives avoided me like the plague, scared I'd ask for money. For the first time, someone acted like they wanted to stay. Ding. A notification popped up. He'd followed me and sent a friend request. "We're friends now, let's chat." That night, a broke new streamer with 0 viewers met a fallen wealthy heiress. 2 lonely souls clung to each other, and for a while, we weren't alone anymore. We met in person, and I had my first real relationship. Kane stayed with me through endless sleepless nights. I became his most loyal fan and supporter. I didn't understand the game, but his skills were flawless, smooth, precise, mesmerizing. I wanted the whole world to see how brilliant he was. So I spent my last savings buying him views and promotions, learned to run his fan Discord, and organized fan giveaways, acting as his full-time manager. Slowly, his follower count climbed from double digits to 4 digits, then to hundreds of thousands. More and more female fans fell for his gameplay and looks. One of them was Jade Carter. Jade, his top wealthy donor, was a surgically enhanced woman with a curvy figure. Because of my heart condition, I couldn't stay up all night playing games with him anymore. Every night, Jade stayed with him from midnight to 8 a.m. We're just friends, completely platonic. Don't overthink it. Jade told me she admired Kane as an idol, and she chatted with me for hours. She knew my heart condition was incurable, and she even encouraged me to go on dates with Kane when I felt better. No one else knew we'd been together for over a year. I begged Kane to make our relationship public. But he always said he was a game streamer. He had no choice. Top male game streamers relied on female fans. If he came clean about having a girlfriend, his income would crash. So I stayed hidden in the shadows, day after day. His income went from $0 to $1,000, then to $10,000 a month. He got busier, and he ignored me more and more. The day he hit 500,000 followers, Kane kicked me out of his fan Discord without warning. He said there were creepy guys in the group, and he wanted to keep his innocent girlfriend safe. "You're too beautiful and pure for other men to see. I have to hide you away." Once, I thought his fake possessiveness was cute, but now, he was always texting female fans, only glancing up at me once in a while. The first time I saw fans shipping him and Jade in the Discord, I lost my temper. He cooed and apologized for hours, buying me a huge bouquet of red roses. "Baby, it's all my fault. But this is my career. You have to understand, right? I'm only pretending with them. You're my real love." I wiped my tears and held the flowers like they were precious. Once, people had sent me endless lavish bouquets when my family's buildings launched. It was nice. I'd lost everything, but at least someone still gave me flowers and talked to me. I couldn't shake the feeling he was cheating. I made a fake account and snuck back into his Discord. 3 days earlier, fans spammed the chat, begging Kane to go live. "Yo, streamer, wake up and work." A female admin with a pretty profile picture replied, "He's still asleep. Stream tomorrow." The male fans in the chat went wild. "How do you know he's asleep? Did he text you in his dream? What's going on here?" The woman sent a photo and immediately deleted it. The picture showed a young man's tattooed torso. Clearly Kane. She was wrapped in a blanket, naked underneath. The flirty bed photo sent the chat into a frenzy. "No way, you two slept together?" Valorant power couple. I always knew Jade was the real girlfriend. They've been secretly dating. I stared silently at the messages cheering them on, then looked at the empty side of my bed. The admin was Jade. The day before, I'd just celebrated Kane's 20th birthday. He'd left in a hurry in the middle of the night after a phone call. He'd rushed to sleep with a rich girl. "Sorry, you can't control who you love. He's not married to you. We're competing fairly." Jade confronted me, smug and unapologetic, not a single ounce of remorse for the girlfriend she'd betrayed. She put her phone on speaker and played a recorded conversation. "Who's better, me or your girlfriend? Obviously you. Her stupid heart condition is expensive and exhausting. I'm so over her, but her condition is really serious. Won't breaking up make her heart give out? Whatever, if she dies, that's better. Saves me the drama of losing fans and money." She admitted she'd only befriended me to learn Kane's likes and dislikes, so she could win him over. Now that she had him, there was no need to pretend anymore. I realized the love I'd clung to was completely ridiculous. Heart disease was an expensive illness. Normal families couldn't afford it. But I'd never spent a single dollar of Kane's money since we got together. I'd bought all his clothes, his watch, everything. "Tell Kane to come see me." Half an hour later, Kane walked into the restaurant and sat next to Jade. He looked completely unbothered. "Yeah, I slept with Jade. So what? I am a top streamer now. I make over $10,000 a day." "Ilara, your heart condition means you can't have kids, right?" He shrugged. "I'm successful. I have to carry on the family line. My parents would never approve of us." I clutched my chest, gasping for air, my face turning paler by the second. I went back to our rental apartment, packed my bags, and left. I set my key on the table. Kane was too busy thanking his rich donor to look up. "Thanks for the 99 true love tips, Jade. I love you too." He didn't even glance at me. The next day, he and Jade announced their relationship live on stream. Their video blew up and hit the top of the Valorant trending page. While they played duos happily in the game, I lay on the cold operating table. I was about to undergo life or death heart surgery. Ding. A private message popped up on my phone. Through blurry tears, I flashed back to the night we met. Our love started with a message. Would it end with one too? I stopped the doctors. "Can I check my phone one last time?" The lead surgeon put down his scalpel and nodded. His assistant handed me my phone. One last message before I faced death. I prayed it was a blessing from Kane. Instead, I saw Jade's profile and a cruel message. "If you're dying, just go to hell and stop wasting the world's space." I'd told Kane my surgery had only a 1% success rate. I'd said if I had nothing left to live for, I'd gamble with death on that 1% chance. Back then, he'd held me tight and begged me not to do it. "We don't need kids. Just us is perfect." Now he let his new girlfriend curse me to die. When he loved me, I was his baby. When he didn't, I was a burden. Fine, let fate decide. I drifted in and out of consciousness during surgery. I heard Kane calling me baby, saw Jade stabbing me with a scalpel. Pain and suffocation tortured me over and over. After an eternity, someone sprinted into the operating room, stopped only by nurses at the door. "Ilara Voss, you listen to me. You are not allowed to die. Do you hear me? I'll do anything you want if you just live." When I opened my eyes again, I cried tears of joy. Against 99% odds, I was God's favorite. I lost my love, but I got a second chance at life. And there, sleeping by my bed, was a familiar face I hadn't seen in years. It was August, but my best friend Luna Moreau wore a thick puffer jacket, her hair messy, crouched by my bed. "Luna?" I whispered her name, weakly. Our families had been neighbors since we were kids. We'd grown up like sisters, two wealthy heiresses, inseparable. But 3 years ago, Luna's family moved overseas for a top-secret scientific research project. She'd been in a closed Antarctic research station for 2 years, her phone confiscated, We'd lost all contact. The surgery lasted 3 days and nights. The hospital sent countless critical condition notices, but no one came to sign. The doctors called every contact in my phone, and only Luna answered. I smiled bitterly. After my family fell apart, everyone avoided me, scared I'd ask for money. Thanks for coming. I flew back overnight. I was so scared you'd die. She'd only been released from the research station the day before. She had no idea my family had collapsed, or that I'd chosen risky surgery after the breakup. Are you crazy? What if you died? Then all my money would be yours, I joked, weakly. She scolded me but tucked the blanket tighter around me. The day after surgery, Luna helped me stand and walk. Kane called me out of the blue. The phone rang for a long time before I answered. Hello, hello. His familiar voice, hesitant and testing. I opened my mouth and tears filled my eyes instantly. This was the boy I'd loved for 365 days. But he was with someone else now. What was I supposed to say? Congratulate myself on the breakup. Wish them well? Luna snatched my phone and screamed at him. Are you the cheating scumbag who made Alara hospitalized? How dare you call her? You piece of shit. Kane realized it wasn't me on the line, and his voice perked up. Where's Alara? Why do you have her phone? Are you her family? He paused nervously, swallowed, and asked hopefully, did she die? My face went ashen. The fresh stitches on my chest felt like they were tearing open. Did she die? So in those 13 seconds the phone rang. Kane wasn't worried about my 1% survival rate. He was relieved he'd finally gotten rid of a burden. You're not even human. You cheat on her. Then ask if your ex is dead? Newsflash, she'll outlive your whole family. Luna cursed him out with every insult she knew, ready to throw the phone. I took my phone back. We're broken up. Don't contact me again. I'd just had surgery. I couldn't handle strong emotions. I just wanted to end the call. Kane sounded disappointed when he heard I was alive. Then, for the sake of our relationship, don't tell anyone about us. He sent me $5,000. This is hush money. We're even now. He blocked me immediately after sending the money. I stared at the transaction, and money had never felt so disgusting. Did he finally feel guilty? Sending you medical money? $5,000 is nothing. Cheap bastard. Luna scoffed. He wasn't guilty. He was just scared I'd expose his secrets and ruin his perfect streamer image. A few days earlier, he'd been invited to a big official streamer meet and greet. He probably thought I'd leak his cheating scandal online and destroy his career. Even a broken camel is bigger than a horse. My parents sold all their properties, paid off the family debt, and left me around $10 million. That money was enough for me to live comfortably for the rest of my life. On his birthday, Kane said he wanted a rich sugar mama. I was broke now, but I was still a wealthy girl. I just never told him about my inheritance. And he'd already found his dream with Jade. I glanced at a familiar logo on the coffee table. An investment advisor had left a brochure for Riot Games, the studio behind Valorant. I used to play Valorant before the research station, Luna said. You want to invest in games? I don't know anything about tech. She shook her head and went to stare at the houseplants, still fascinated by normal city life after 2 years in Antarctica. I looked at Riot Games' profile, and a brilliant idea hit me. Luna, you said you'd do anything for me if I survived, right? Yup. Name it. Chanel? Ferrari? I'll buy you anything. I pointed at the Valorant logo on the brochure. Lend me $200 million. I'm buying the entire Valorant franchise. Luna spit out her iced tea all over me. $200 million. Are you insane? The next day, she wired the money to my account. I told my dad we found aliens at the research station. He sent the money right away. If you don't pay me back, I'm sending you to space. Young people everywhere were obsessed with games. A few new skin launches would easily make the money back. I stared at the company's profit reports, confident. Relax. I'll double your money. Luna helped me finalize the acquisition, then turned to me about revenge. So, should I hire someone to ruin him? Luna's family owned a nationwide medical and cosmetic empire. They knew everyone in high society and underground circles. Luna was outgoing and blunt. If I was a fragile vine raised in a greenhouse, she was a sunflower growing wild and free. Unlike other wealthy girls, she'd been born into a medical family and obsessed over scientific research. Her idea of revenge was simple and brutal. We're in a civilized country. No illegal stuff. Luna frowned and stuffed food into her mouth. I just hate it. He took all your love and then dumped you. And that side chick, her implants are about to fall off. She's so fake. I could do a better nose job on her blindfolded. I nodded. Then I'll need your help. A week later, it was Valorant's 3rd anniversary gala. All the top streamers and pro teams showed up for the dinner. As the new regional director, I dressed up and attended. As soon as I walked in, old acquaintances from the industry came to greet me. I smiled and chatted, my eyes locked on a couple across the room. Kane and Jade. Of course they were here. Banking on their cute streamer couple brand, Kane had gained even more followers after dumping me, hitting over 1 million. He was a top Valorant streamer, so I wasn't surprised to see him. But my presence shocked them. Jade wore a mint green dress, clinging coyly to Kane's arm. Her tone turned sour when she saw me. Well, look who it is. Ilara. She kissed Kane on the cheek to claim him, enjoying the way my face darkened. I thought you died of your illness. She turned to Kane and faked fear. Honey, did we see a ghost? I'm scared. This woman never changed. She thought I still loved Kane, trying to trigger my heart condition with cheap tricks. Don't worry, baby. I've got you. Kane put his arm around her, flashing his new watch, flipping his freshly styled hair. This is Valorant's 3rd anniversary gala. Everyone here is a big name in esports. Your outfit looks expensive. Did you hook up with another loser streamer? He looked past me, leering at the men standing beside me. Then his smile dropped. To my left was Dream, the reigning global Valorant champion and FMVP. To my right was Eric, the regional CEO of Riot Games Asia Pacific. In front of me was Mark, a top streamer with over 10 million followers. Dream scoffed at Kane. Who is this trash? Thinking he can talk to Director Voss? Mark frowned. How dare you disrespect Miss Voss? Eric, in a tailored suit, waved over 2 tall security guards. Ms. Voss, I can remove him. Kane paled when he heard them call me director. You're the weak, sick. Ilara was now a powerful executive. Sorry, do I know you? The host called me to the stage. I smiled gracefully, lifted my gown, and walked past Kane's stunned face. My clear, calm voice filled the ballroom. Hello, everyone. I'm Ilara Voss, the new regional director of Valorant. Today I have 3 announcements. 1. We will remove the Agent Jet from the game in tomorrow's update. 2. The streaming division will penalize violating streamers. Check the official notice for suspension lengths. 3. To fight cheating, we will permanently ban all accounts caught using hacks. We will restore fairness to every player. My first 3 moves hit every pain point of the player base. The room erupted in applause. I locked eyes with Kane in the crowd. He'd played Jet every single day for years. I deleted his only playable agent. Now what would he live on? His face turned as white as a sheet. He'd dropped out of middle school. The only thing he could do was play Valorant, and he only mastered Jet. As his followers grew, he lost all his morals. He dumped me, the girlfriend who'd supported him silently, and let down all his old fans. After I bought Valorant and checked the streamer data, I learned the truth about top game streamers. His random solo queue highlights were all scripted, and he'd been cheating nonstop. Shortly after I left him, he used aimbots, speed hacks, and zero cooldown abilities. He lied to his fans, calling it pure skill, and mocked other streamers, telling them to get good. His follower count boomed, but his secrets piled up. The old director had ignored all of it. Cheaters helped promote the game. He'd even let the team make hacks to sell to streamers for profit. But now, I was in charge. On my first day, I fired all programmers involved in hacks and launched a full crackdown. Jade's eyes widened in shock. Ilara is the director of Valorant. No one cared about her surprise. Kane's gaze was fixed on me, burning with desperation. He sprinted over and grabbed me as soon as I stepped off stage. Ilara, you still love me, right? You deleted Jet to get my attention. Admit it. Kane grabbed my dress and tried to kiss me. 2 security guards pinned him to the floor immediately. I looked down at him coldly, stepping my high heel on his back. He yelped in pain. Oops. You stepped on my dress. The black limousine window rolled up. Kane banged on the glass, screaming like a madman. Ilara, listen to me. Director Voss is young, talented, and beautiful. It's normal to have admirers, but he's way too obsessed. Did you 2 have a history? Dream asked curiously. Mark leaned in too. I smiled lightly and clinked my glass against his. Don't ask questions you don't need answers to, or I might delete your MVP character. Wait, your main character too. Dream's face fell. He smiled obsequiously. You're right, that scumbag doesn't deserve to be near you. This was just the beginning. The real revenge was just starting. The Valorant Gala was in full swing, but Kane's stream was dying a slow death. Without his signature agent and his hacks, his viewership crashed. Once, fans had spent thousands on expensive gifts for him. Now, Jet was gone. He lost half his followers overnight. No one tipped him anymore. He had to beg for boosting jobs to survive. Cheap players haggled with him and his stream. $100 an hour to boost. Too expensive. Make it $20. Deal? Kane had never been humiliated like this. Fuck you. I am a 1-million-follower streamer. $20. Go to hell. He spewed vulgar insults. A Twitch mod banned him for 7 days immediately. Watching him and Jade force smiles, I felt pure joy. 7 days later, Valorant released the list of permanently banned cheating accounts. On my order, Kane's name was first, banned from the entire internet for 100 years. He'd never stream Valorant again, not even in the afterlife. Kane, exposed, blew up in every gaming community. Blacklisted by the game company, his streaming career was over forever. He was dragged online for a full month. Male fans called him a cheating fraud. Female fans called him a cheating loser. All his years of work were erased. He went back to working as a low-paid game booster. At 1:30 a.m., most people were asleep. Kane stared at his phone, eyes bloodshot, scrambling for booster orders in a group chat. A girl with a cute lolly profile picture posted, $500 for all-night boosting. Anyone? Once, the big streamer Kane would have ignored this. Now he fought dozens of others for the job. He saw the cute profile picture and lit up. Maybe she was a rich sugar mama. He faked his soft, popular streamer voice and sent a voice clip. You're hired. Log in. He played with her for over 2 weeks. The girl was incredibly skilled. She ordered him food and drinks every day, booked him 24/7, and spent over $5,000 on him in a month. One morning, he woke up and looked at Jade's fake, aged face next to him. He felt disgusted. Even when he was down on his luck, women still spent money on him. That was his charm, right? Why was he stuck with a surgically enhanced girl? If Jade hadn't interfered, he'd still be with Ilara. If it wasn't for her, he'd never have lost Ilara, the regional director of Valorant. He hated Jade suddenly, his hands wrapped around her neck. Jade woke up gasping, staring into Kane's crazed red eyes. What? What are you doing? She fought to pry his hands off her throat. It's all your fault. You made me lose Ilara. Jade ran for her life in terror, leaving all her belongings behind. Good riddance. Calm again. Kane picked up his phone. His new rich girl was waiting. Baby, do you want to be my girlfriend? He couldn't get Ilara back, but he could hold on to this new sugar mama. The girl's voice was soft and innocent. Will my sister be mad if you flirt with me? Kane shrugged, the same cold tone he'd used to dump me. Even pretty girls get boring after a while, especially a used, fake plastic one. I lay on my bed, typing to Kane slowly. I couldn't believe he fell for it so fast. I left his message on read. Men were pathetic. The more you ignored them, the more they wanted you. The lowly account was my fake profile. The pro gameplay was from a hired player. Luna peeked over my shoulder and pulled back. You're ruthless. This is worse than ruining him physically. Kane sent a meeting location. I didn't expect Jade to show up instead of Kane. She looked nothing like the glamorous girl from the gala. Dark bruises on her neck, bags under her eyes so heavy they hung down to her jaw. Tell me what you want. I'll do anything to make you leave him. She cried hysterically, saying Kane was her whole life. She'd stolen Kane's phone to set up the meeting, wanting to end things once and for all. The girl, my hired actor, tilted her head and blinked innocently. I won't take your brother. A man who cheats for money will cheat again for richer women. A man who leaves for beauty will leave you for someone prettier. Your brother told me he thinks your plastic surgery looks fake. You're so pretty, but your temples are a little sunken, and your crown is flat. Jade relaxed when she realized the girl wasn't stealing Kane. She touched her fake nose and laughed bitterly. I know I look fake. I just don't have money to fix it. Plastic surgery was a never-ending cycle. You had to keep getting touch-ups for life. Jade had spent all her savings buying Kane followers, promotions, and running his fan pages. She wasn't like me, with millions in inheritance. She was broke. Now she relied on Kane for money. She couldn't afford more surgery. If you were a little prettier, he'd love you again, right? The girl handed her a business card. I've had plastic surgery too. Mention my name at this clinic, it's free. I hope this helps you. I don't want to ruin your relationship. If you're upset, I'll find another booster. She blocked Kane right in front of Jade. Jade held her hand, crying with gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for not taking him away. Luna and I watched from across the room, amazed at how naive she was. Her brain needs surgery more than her face, Luna muttered. I patted her shoulder. Dr. Moreau, don't mess up your first day on the job. Jade eagerly signed the surgery consent form. Outside the operating room, Luna put on a mask and gave me an okay sign. 3 days later, Jade screamed when she took off her bandages. Per the consent form, her silicone implants were replaced with growth hormone, banned in all legitimate U.S. clinics. The injection site swelled massively in days. Her nose was twice the size of a cartoon witch's. Her face was completely destroyed. unrecognizable. She'd rushed into surgery to win Kane back and walked right into our trap. This is fraud. This is illegal. Luna shrugged. You signed the consent form. It's free because it's an experimental drug. Risks are clearly stated. She stared at the paper, laughing and crying, then ran out in her hospital gown. Crazy with despair, Jade ran for a long time before sneaking home. As soon as she opened the door, Kane stared at her with a dark, furious face. Where have you been? Why were you gone so long? Jade thought he cared about her. She forced a smile. I had a little surgery. She hoped Kane didn't know she'd met his new sugar mama. Maybe her face would heal, and she could win him back. She walked toward the bedroom, not seeing Kane raise a metal bat behind her. Ah, a scream. Jade blacked out. Kane snapped when he found out Jade had turned down his new sugar mama. He'd been working nonstop, mentally unstable. The rich girl was his last chance to climb back up, and Jade had ruined it. He grabbed her disfigured face and slammed it against the door over and over. You bitch, you ruined my chance, you stupid whore. Once he'd left me for her, now he hurt her for another woman. He only stopped when her face was bloody and unrecognizable, realizing he might have killed her. He ran out in a panic, only to be arrested by waiting police. Kane collapsed on the ground, letting the cops cuff him. Luckily, Jade survived. A neighbor called the police just in time. Unluckily, she'd lived the rest of her life with a ruined face, worse than death. Kane was sentenced to 5 years in prison for aggravated assault. He'd dropped out of middle school. After 5 years, he'd be too old to boost accounts, and his criminal record would bar him from normal jobs. How would he survive? When they cursed me to die, did they ever imagine they'd end up living a worse life than death? I sighed quietly. Their karma had come full circle. My life was finally starting over. Before I could think more, Luna's leg was draped over my neck. You still owe me $200 million. New Valorant skins drop next month. I'll pay you back $300 million. Go research your aliens. I gave the girl who acted for me a $6,666 bonus, then took Luna to Hawaii for vacation. After my surgery, my health got better every day. I could finally fly again. A rainstorm had just passed over the ocean. Thick clouds rolled in the sky, and a rainbow stretched across the horizon. The soft Hawaiian sea breeze blew on my face. I closed my eyes like a content cat. From now on, I'd travel the world with my best friend, not trapped in a small gaming world, waiting for a boy who never deserved me. I left behind the betrayal, the pain, and the people who tried to break me. My heart is no longer fragile. My life is fully mine. Revenge isn't about cruelty. It's about reclaiming your power and choosing to live for yourself. The storm has passed, and my future is as bright as the Hawaiian sunset. If you were moved by Alara's story of survival, strength, and sweet revenge, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notifications for more stories of resilience and justice.